things are happening. Did he pick up the phone? Give me that phone. Hello, Mr. President. Hey, this is your girl, Adeola. The thing don't cut off. Don't worry, I'll make sure that he sees this episode. What's up, my people? It's your girl, Adeola. How is it possible? Have you guys seen the details of that budget that our new president submitted? Something is terribly wrong, my people. I heard that the Minister of Health said that what he submitted is different from what he saw when he went to defend the budget in front of the senators. Now he's saying that maybe it is the rats that are causing Lassa fever that have changed the numbers from what he submitted. And it's not only him. Even the Ministry of Education is now telling us they don't know how 10 billion extra got added to what they submitted the first time. I'm saying, hey, was this thing added, or you were hoping that the senators would not discover the 10 billion extra, and now they discovered it and you are telling us you are not the one that added it? Nigeria, where are all the bogus numbers coming from? Now, the one that baffles me most is the money allocated for the president and the vice president's upkeep. Not only were many of the allocations repeated, but there's a lot of overpricing going on. And obviously, a lot of misplaced priority syndrome. Why does the vice president need 4 million naira for books? For what? What kind of books is he buying already? Buy me, not well. I know. I met him before. He's a very nice guy. My Oga, what exactly are you trying to buy with 4 million? What kind of books? Are they bringing them from space? This money is more than the total allocation for books for 11 federal polytechnics in Nigeria. 4.9 million. Tori Kenny. Last year, this same thing for the vice president was allocated 7.5 million naira. The way I see it, they just copied the previous budget and changed the numbers. Meanwhile, Mr. President already told us that they will be operating on a zero-based budget, which means that they were supposed to write completely new budget and not go ahead with what the previous administration was using. Now, these people have lied to us. Not only that, why do we need 3.8 billion for the State House Medical Center? I mean, that is the hospital in Aso Rock, no? So 3.8 billion naira. How much is that in dollars? That is almost $20 million. Now that naira has dropped, it's about 19 million plus, no? So, my dear, check how much they allocated for the hospital in my village. You don't know my village? Oh, they are Go Meta. It's not on the list. That's what I thought. The name of my village is not on the list. And you see that? They said 308 million naira would go into constructing a new VIP wing at the clinic. You see, Nigerians need to stop this whole VIP thing. Let everybody get what other people are getting. Do they have 2 heads? Just because they've been elected or selected or appointed into a position. Now they are getting VIP wing. 308 million naira for VIP without buying equipment, because there is a 3.2 billion for equipment and supplies for this same State House Medical Center. And that is apart from the 203 million naira for drugs and medical supplies. You see, it's like they're writing the same thing in 2 ways. Supplies and then medicine. What is supply? What is a medicine? And on top of that, there's a 7.5 million naira for the vice president's medical expenses. Do they charge the vice president for his own treatment at Aso Rock Hospital? Or is this that they will be flying him abroad with this 7.5 million naira? I don't understand. And then the presidential spokesperson released a statement about this. That is my father, Madam Gabashu. He was disputing what some newspapers reported, that this money that they want to spend on Aso Rock Hospital is more than the budget for the construction of hospitals nationwide. I thought the man would say, oh, not lie. We are not spending 3.8 billion naira on the Aso Rock Hospital. I said, my Oga, why now? How many times do I have to tell you that I'm on speed dial? All you have to do is call my number 0000018. You know my number. Everybody knows my number. You've not called me once. And my advice can be very expensive. I know that. But for you, I will make exception. I can give you free advice. You know that. All you were supposed to say is, I want to release a statement. Adeola, what should I say? And I will say, instead of telling us that what you want to spend is not as much as what you allocated for hospitals nationwide, talk about what you want to spend. It is ridiculous. 3 billion naira and Tori Kenny. And now this is where it gets crazy. There's a 322 million naira to link a cable from the driver's restroom to the presidential villa. I need some more time. 322 million to link a cable to the driver's toilet. Or what am I saying? Hold on, please. Wait a minute. I need my glasses. There must be a mistake somewhere. 322 million to link the cable to the driver's toilet. What? Why does he need a cable in the toilet? You see all the drama going on in this country we call Nigeria. Cable in the... What kind of cable in the toilet? Well, what do you do in your toilet? Not be to sit down and do your thing and get up? What, are you watching television in your toilet? Wait a minute. These glasses are not saying correctly. There's another 213 million to link another cable from the guest house to the gate inside Aso Rock. Supposed to use for the betterment of my country. They're linking cable to the gate of the Aso Rock. What are they doing with cable at the gate? Cable at the toilet. Aso Rock people. They want to fire everybody inside Aso Rock. Do these people just sit down and come up with numbers, or do they smoke something before they write the numbers? Hold on, I'm not done. Now the president allocated 618 million naira for the installation of electrical lighting and fittings at the villa. Electrical lighting and 618 million. The way they call this million makes me wonder. There are 365 days in a year. This year, 366 days because it is a leap year. And so if they are spending 618 million naira on installing lighting, that means every day they will be spending 1.6 million. What? The devil is a liar. Does that make sense to you? And then they wrote the same thing in another way. They said they need 371 million naira for the installation of electrical distribution boards and other cables. I said, this is the same thing in two different words. There's a 387 million naira, by the way, inside that budget for the general renovation of Aso Rock guest house. 300 and something million for guest house. Furniture alone, they said it will cost 45 million naira. You see why I'm telling you that something is fundamentally wrong with the fundamentals of our foundation in Nigeria? What happened to the furniture that they do not bought? Why do we need 45 million for new furniture? There are so many ridiculous things on that budget, the 2016 national. Guess me, Mr. President. Actually, wait, hold on. Did I mention that there's a 22 million naira budgeted for residential rent at the State House? Mr. President is here. He's here. Mayoga, what's up? How you doing? Yes, it's me again. So, are you paying rent to stay inside Aso Rock? Who are you paying this rent to? Is it true? They said that you are paying rent 22 million. And then I heard that you want to eat with 436 million naira. And you know that is more than 1 million naira per day on food for you and your vice president. My Nigerian people, how much do you spend on food per day? And that is not to mention the 20 million naira proposed for sporting and games equipment. That is for the presidential air fleet. I mean, the list goes on. There's a 904 million naira for brand new cars. Yes, apart from the 256 million for car tires and batteries and toolboxes. Seriously, what is going on? Oga Buhari, what is going on? How could you? Did you read this budget? So much for we are operating with zero-based budget. All this tells me is that nothing has changed. And how did this thing pass second reading at the Senate and the House of Representatives? And my Oga, you really need to wake up. You need to wake up. We are crying that Naira has depreciated and the oil price has gone down. But the way I see it, more than 50% of the things on this budget are extremely unnecessary, extremely inflated. Even if we borrow money or even if Naira was doing well and we don't need to borrow money. Is this how responsible governments spend money? 322 million naira to link cable to the driver's toilet. Who is deceiving who? Get your acts together. The two of you, you and the vice president. Yes, get your acts together. This is Mama talking right now. Let me talk. If you've not seen the budget, go and read it. Make all the changes. My proposal is they should cancel the whole budget and write a new one. One that will be reasonable. Yes, Mr. President and Vice President. I'm watching the two of you on Plasma TV and I'm not the only one. Nigerians are also watching you. You guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Now let's move on to something else. Did you hear that the Senate President may be facing trial soon? Our very own Bukola Saraki. You know he sued that his trial should not go on, but now the court has ruled that the trial must go on by fire by force. In fact, I've heard that more people are calling for his resignation. If he doesn't resign, they want him removed by fire by force. By the way, I heard that his cousin has also been picked up by the EFCC for a 331 million naira scam. It looks like this thing runs in the Saraki family. So this is the time, my Nigerian people, if you are related to anybody that is very, very rich and you cannot figure out the source of their wealth, you may want to talk to them or you may want to distance yourself. The good thing is, hearing Mr. President in London talking about how they've been able to mop out 2 trillion naira.
By the end of December, coming to January this year, last month, we mop up more than 2.2 trillion naira.
Yes, so wonderful, wonderful. Unfortunately for Mr. President, it was also in London where he made that statement that went viral on Twitter when he was addressing how some Nigerians are giving us bad name, bad image overseas. He said some Nigerians are criminals, but of course, Twitter went wild with Nigerians saying we are not criminals. Again, just call me. I'm on speed dial anytime, any day you want to say anything. Just call Adeola. Should I say it like this? How do I say it? And I would, don't worry, I'm very good. I won't charge you much. Be that you are the president, of course, you can afford me, don't worry. Anyway, you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Yes, Lord, Father, today I declare every TY bellow that is supposed to look at me and my destiny, come out. Today, even as I shoot my show, Father, my show is my Agege brain. No, so yes, I need a point of contact. TY bellow, you see my Agege bread on my head. Father, look at me. Look at me today. Look, you guys are not praying? You sit down there, you're not. Have you not heard about Olajumoke, the bread seller turned supermodel overnight? Let me tell you. So, thanks to popular photographer and musician T.Y. Bello, she was doing a photo shoot with British-Nigerian musician Tini Temper when a bread seller walked by. And when the photo came out, the bread seller was the one that got the attention of everybody. People were like, who is that model? It was as if the whole thing was planned. Even the way she was carrying the bread effortlessly. Man, that babe, model Lomo. T.Y. Bello searched until she found Jumoke. And now she is a big-time supermodel. She's 27 and a mother of 2. She trained as a hairdresser from Ire in Osun State, but she didn't have money to do her freedom ceremony. She moved to Lagos with one child in search of better life in Lagos, leaving her husband and their first child in Osun State. Now her husband has reunited with her in Lagos. I'm so happy for the two of them. Very hard-working couple. I know it wasn't easy for her to leave her husband and her first child to be selling bread in Lagos in search of better life. She's been on CNN, Huffington Post did a story about her, BuzzFeed did a story about her. She's already graced the cover of This Day Style magazine. She's been signed by a few models. That's a top Lagos-based modeling agency. And because she's already 27, you know that most models are like in their late teens or early 20s when they start their careers. They created her own division for her called Few Stars. Now I heard that she will soon be on a huge billboard in Lagos, and I'm telling you to say your own Jumoke prayers, and you're looking at me. I said, Holy Ghost fire, every TY bellow. Wait. Shebi, we have Auntie Tiwa's number. I'll talk to you guys later. This way I can be faster. Hello, Auntie Tiwa. It's your girl Adeola. Yes, I'm in. Only no rain. You see that for you. You know I can carry bread. Yes. Did you shut down this thing? Don't let them see me in my prayers. Moving on to Tanzania, Lord have mercy. You know, while we are slacking in Nigeria and so many other countries, the man is doing wonders. Have you heard about the new president of Tanzania? They call him the bulldozer, and rightfully so, because the man is bulldozing corruption, laziness, and overspending among government officials. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the man that gladdens my spirit. I hope that all African presidents are watching. Well, they're probably not watching, but anyway, I hope they can learn a few lessons from the man, Dr. John Magufuli. He's a farmer's son whose first real job was a school teacher, and then he educated himself as an industrial chemist and eventually became Tanzania's Minister of Public Works before winning the election in November of last year. Yeah, just last year. You would not believe all that the man has done. The first thing he did was to suspend the Independence Day celebration. He said, what are we celebrating when people are dying of cholera? I was like, whoa, how many people have died of cholera in Tanzania? 74? 74 people? How many people have died in Nigeria, my father and my God? Thousands of people. Boko Haram has killed thousands of people in Nigeria, and we did not suspend any party or ceremony. Even our new president was in Ogun State, celebrating in Ogun State after the incident that happened in Dalori. Meanwhile, a president cancelled Independence Day celebration because like 70-something people were killed by cholera. So they were supposed to spend 4 billion Tanzanian shillings on that ceremony. But Magufuli said, no. You see, that money should be used for the expansion of a 4.3-kilometer section of the road from Morocco to Mwenge in order to ease traffic congestion. Tell them that is what I'm talking about. Now for the Independence Day ceremony, the man commanded that people should get out of their houses and go and clean their streets and all the corners in order to stop the spreading of cholera. He didn't stop there. Himself came out, Mr. President himself. He got on the streets, cleaning up the streets. My eyes got big when I saw that video.
When we nominated Dr. Magufuli to be our candidate We knew the style, the type of leadership that he represents. We needed, his style and his way of doing things. We expected him to do exactly what he's doing.
When some Nigerian officials, even those that are not even presidents, they are not president, when they will be feeling pompous, because of what he did, his own officials also got on the street, cleaning up the street. Imagine what will happen the day we see Bukola Saraki with a broom, or Ogadino Melaye, or Senator Ben Bruce. That man's very, very loud on Twitter. Anyway, the man banned all foreign travels by public officials, public servants, except when it is essential travel, and they must get permission from him or from the chief secretary. In fact, on the 21st of November of last year, a group of 50 officials were going on a tour of Commonwealth countries. The president cut down the list from 50 people to 4 people, and he saved the government 600 million Tanzanian shillings.
Recently, during the Commonwealth conference that President Uhuru Kenyatta attended alongside other senior government officials, his Tanzanian counterpart slashed the size of delegation to the conference from 55 to just 4, thereby saving millions of shillings.
Money they would have spent on tickets, accommodation, and per diem, no more traveling abroad for all these officials. He said, well, the high commissioners and the ambassadors and the embassies abroad should be representing Tanzania when they are invited. Which makes a lot of sense. Why are they abroad if we also have to be going abroad, No more first class and business class travels for all officials except Mr. President, the Vice President, and the Prime Minister. Only 3 people. No more business class flying. That means they have to fly economy. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Some of them will collapse. Reminds me of Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso. No be so? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The man has cancelled all meetings, no more workshops and conferences by government officials and public servants inside fancy hotels. He said no more inside fancy hotels. He said that every ministry has ministerial boardrooms. No be so? Use that one for your meetings. And that is what they are now doing. Soon after coming into office, Mr. President went to Muhimbili Hospital unannounced. He just walked there and he walked through all the terrible parts of the hospital that they would normally hide from officials. All the dirty places, all the places where people were sleeping on the floor, where equipment were not working. After seeing many equipment not working and some patients on the floor, the man fired the director of the hospital. He fired all the hospital board members, and he ordered that all the machines that were not working must be repaired within 2 weeks. If not, he would fire the new director as well. Apparently, all the doctors knew that the machines were not working, but instead of repairing them or asking the director to repair them, they were referring patients to their own private hospitals.
Sasa wewe ipi MRI inayofanya kazi iko wapi?
Hospitali zote za private zinafanya kazi.
Kwa hiyo za private zote zinafanya kazi. CT scan za hospitali za private zote zinafanya kazi. Za hospitali ya hapa Muhimbili zote hazifanyi kazi.
I know that something like that is going on in Nigeria as well. No be so? Anyway, he gave them 2 weeks to fix the machines, but guess what happened? The machines were repaired in 3 days. 3 days. And so it is possible to repair this. And then when they opened parliament, they planned a state dinner that would cost 300 million shillings. And when he heard about it, he said, you see this 300 million shillings, make it 25 million. Whatever we can eat with that, we will manage. Now, the rest of the money, he said, they should use it to buy hospital bed for that hospital that he visited, Muhimbili Hospital. So they bought 300 brand new beds and mattresses and 600 bed sheets from that money. Can you imagine? They would have eaten with that money, and that would have been the end of it. Now they have 300 brand new beds to admit people into the hospital. By the way, he said that why were engineers using V8 engine vehicles when they were supposed to be using pickups? He said that is more suitable for their jobs. So now they've changed all the vehicles. No more sitting allowances for officials. He said, how the hell are you paid allowances for a job which you have a monthly salary? That also applies to members of parliament, by the way. No more sitting allowances. It was so funny when I heard that the day after he was sworn in, the State House officials were showing him around, his new residence, but he was not really impressed by that. Instead, he decided to take a walk to the Ministry of Finance. He got there and he told them to get their acts together. He asked why some employees were not in office yet, and I heard that since that day, the traffic jam in the mornings has really increased because people no longer show up late to work after Mr. President's visit. Now he ordered that no more tax exemptions for the big people. Everybody must pay taxes. masses, including the big people. The other day, when he was going to officially open parliament, instead of him to fly the 600 kilometers, the man decided to drive. He drove the whole 600 kilometers from that to Dodoma. He has reduced his own convoy. He even reduced the presidential delegation that travels with him. He surprised everybody when he chose a female vice president. All the big boys were shocked. They were like, what? It's a new day in Tanzania. And then he chose a prime minister that nobody has heard about. They said that this guy has a reputation for hard work and no corruption. All the big guys that thought that they would be prime minister are still in shock, by the way. So after his visit to the Ministry of Finance and that hospital without announcing, all the other ministries have fastened their belts. Everybody is now hardworking, including a sector that people consider very, very corrupt. That is the port, where people normally pay bribe to get their stuff. I heard that it has suddenly become the most efficient place. No loads are missing, things are done quickly, and you cannot get your container without paying bribe. And finally, all individuals and firms that bought state companies that were privatized, they've been told to either get to work or hand over that sector with immediate alacrity, hand it over back to the government. Some of them, I heard that they've not done anything in like 20 years, but now all of a sudden, they're all awake, doing stuff. The man has literally pressed the reset button in Tanzania. It's a new day in Tanzania. His motto is Hapakazi True. Some of you that are not from Tanzania, you probably don't understand. Don't worry, I will teach you. What that means is here, all we do is work. We serve, nothing else. Yes, his people are happy. Of course, the big people are not that happy, especially the corrupt ones, you know. But all the small people like myself, they're very, very happy. Ugandans want their president to be like him. They wrote an article about it. South Africans want their president to learn 10 things from Tanzanian president. And of course, I want my president to learn from this man, 3 bossas. So the president of Tanzania, bossa, bossa, bossa. Now, having said that, my guy, we are very happy. We love you. You started well. Please continue to do not disappoint mama. If you keep up like this, very soon Tanzania will become the best country in Africa. No, be so you guys not doing anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I read emails today, I want you guys to see a little bit of Cameroon. Cameroon, my next door neighbors. Don't worry, I'm coming to visit very soon. My first email today is from someone that asked to be anonymous. He said that, hi Adeola, we're students sponsored by Kano State government to study psychotherapy in India. We are into our 2nd year and our tuition fees is yet to be paid. We didn't write our first year exam because of this. You didn't write your first year exam? Do they know that? What? We wrote to the Kano State government scholarship board several times, but still they are not willing to make the payment. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is not the first time I would read emails like this. If you've been awarded any scholarship by Nigerian government, my people, please learn from all these emails that I read before you go out there. Thousands of miles away from home. Make sure you have some kind of savings or something. Don't get there and start spending money anyhow, because they say the government will unplug your scholarship. They won't tell you. You see, these students, they've been stranded for 2 years. They didn't write their first year exam. There is God though. Later in November, they sent a delegation to our school. The delegates promised that they would make the payment as soon as they get back. It's been 4 months and a month away from our scheduled first year supplementary exam, and they still haven't paid. Wow. We are please calling the attention of the Kano State government to make the payment of our tuition fees as well as our accommodation allowances in order for us to continue our normal studies. So, if anybody is watching from Kano, put up the photo of the governor of Kano. Yes, my Oga, I don't know if you are aware, but this is what is happening to your citizens in India. Pay their tuition and pay their housing allowance. Haba. In fact, you shouldn't wait for me to read something like this from your state. The moment you've been been watching this show and you know that I talk about issues like this, you should make sure that you cover your own end. If any other state is watching me and your citizens are stranded abroad, we will call you out on this show. This is not good. It's not good at all. So you know do well. Yes, sir. So please remember these students in India. God bless you. God bless you. The next email is from David Ozoy Menam. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name correctly. He said, "Hi Adeola, I'm a Nigerian student studying in Hungary, and the exchange rate situation just escalated. The bank now collects more money than usual." You're not alone, my brother. We've been saying this for weeks. CBN, I beg now, do something. It's very, very hard for those of us abroad. We can't withdraw money, students especially. How do you want them to survive? The next email is from someone that also asked to remain anonymous. He said that the governor of Abia State, Governor Okezi Ikpeazu, forged all his tax certificates and the tax clearance and the tax receipt that he submitted to INEC and PDP. And then he sent me all these documents, all this evidence. So you guys should check them out. I put them on my blog, adelafayeun.com. I don't know if this is true or not, but I put them up. So yes, I'm waiting to hear something from the government of Abia State. Can you please dispute this? Because this is ridiculous if the governor is not paying taxes. The next email is from a concerned Gambian, and he wrote a long letter. I'll just read some of it. His name is Ismaila Sarr, and he said, "Hi Adeola, I'm a Gambian citizen following your show. I believe Nigeria, being one of the most influential nations in Africa and a friend of the Gambian people, can assist us to conduct a free and fair election. I'm sure you already know this year we will be having elections in the Gambia in December, and our president is already threatening the citizens and the politicians. All he's saying though is that he wants Nigerian government to help in monitoring the election in Gambia so that Yahya Jammeh will not rig this election again." Thank you so much for writing, my brother. It's very sad to see what Yahya Jammeh is doing, especially now that election is getting close. So I'm hoping that somebody in the Nigerian government would watch this show, and if there's anything that they can do, it would be great. Other than that, I would encourage the people of Gambia, especially those of them outside the country, to make sure that they are in touch with people at home on why they should not vote for Yahya Jammeh if you don't want him to win again. Vote him out like we voted out Goodluck Jonathan. The next email is from Jibrin Ladu, and he says, "Hi Adeola, I want you to talk about the ATM issue in your coming episode this week." Yes, CBN, please, I beg, remember us. And the last email that I'm reading is from this person, also asked to remain anonymous, but he's a student, a cadet in the Nigerian Police Academy. "Adeola, please assist us. We're in our 3rd year now, but things were not being put in place. Buildings of library, faculty, and hostels, as well as regular cadet parade ground and the dining room. Some of these projects were started since 2009, and they are still in progress. Our allowances have not been paid since September of 2013 to date." That is more than 2 years. That's more than 2 years of no allowance. Are you serious? So I asked him to send photos of some of these projects that they have refused to complete, and he sent them. These are some of the pictures that he sent. So can you imagine, they've been building this thing since 2009, and they are still not completed. Nigeria, why do we like that now? Why do we like that? How long did they spend building this hotel, this very, very tall hotel outside here? Less than 2 years. Less than 2 years, the thing was completed. I can't. Thank you, Jare, my brother, for letting me know. Nigerian Police Academy, So once again, thank you everybody that sent me greetings for my 200 episode. I'm still getting shout outs for that. And I want to give a shout out to a sister from Togo. That is Madi Ekwe Hate. Shout out to you. Thanks for watching the show. So that's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to adeola.keepingitreal@gmail.com. Alright, y'all, do not forget to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.